Hey everyone, this is Anna Hopkins here. Just had an amazing chat. And remember, if you're going to geek out, geek hard.
This video is brought to you by Craven's Comic Books and Collectibles. Check out their weekly live show, auction, and sale at facebook.com/cravenscomics every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And you can check out their inventory at cravenscomics.com. Craven's Comics, for the comics you crave. Welcome back to the program, Anna Hopkins. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So I think we're kind of making this like a holiday tradition that we're going to end up talking to you.
Bring in the holidays with Anna. That's what this is.
Why
now.
not?
Right?
Yeah.
Like you're always a festive, good mood all the time. So it's like this.
Aw.
It's perfect.
I try.
The burdens of being you, right?
Let's trying to stay positive these days. Yeah.
That's
That's
fair.
good.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. So of course, the 6th and final season of The Expanse is now airing on Amazon Prime. And of course, Monica is back at it. And it seems like this year she's kind of in a kind of game of manipulation and politics with Avasarala. So what's it been like what was it like playing those scenes with Sharon Agadashlu?
Oh my gosh, I was so happy to read the first episode. I've wanted to work with her since I started on the show in season 3, and I always just sort of thought, well, Monica will never there's no, it's just they're not going to meet, like it's not going to happen. And so yeah, finally reading these scripts this year. And sort of seeing where their relationship was going to go, I was so happy. And then the second, our first time working together, we became super close. Like we really, really got along, and we just had such a good time. So big highlight of my time on The Expanse is working with her.
Yeah, it's interesting as you put it there because you kind of dance a little bit around because you can't say too much about the show because it comes out weekly for us. So it's not like it dropped all and we all got to see it. Exactly. So especially in the final season like this, there's no forgiveness anymore, I guess, from the studio. Like the snipers are out on you.
Yeah. It's hard. Because, especially with a season this short, to me, it sort of plays as a film, so kind of trying to not talk about things is all as sort of one thing. But I'm going to be really cryptic. I'm going to do it really well.
Cryptic works for us. We like cryptic. We have a number of interviews that you need a decoder ring to figure out half the time.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you getting to come back for the final season, of course, you came in season 3, you came in with a story in season 5. And now you got to be in the final season. What was it like to get to be there with the cast for this very special? Because you guys were all going in knowing it was the final season. So, what was that like?
Well, I didn't think I was going to be back because they follow the books pretty religious, not that religiously, but when I wasn't in the book for season 4, I wasn't there, and I came back for 5 because I was in the book. And so I was very much under the impression that was sort of the end of my Expanse journey, and I was super excited for them to get their final season. And then I got a call saying, oh, hey, do you want to be in the final season? And I was so happy because I think also, it was sort of the height of the pandemic as well. Pre-vaccine, it was a tough time for everyone, and just the opportunity to come back and work with these people, and it being a surprise to me was really special. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, I got to imagine what you were saying there about working during the pandemic. That's and other actors that we've spoken to, everybody has their own unique experience and relationship with that process. What was it like for you coming back into a show that so that's cool and everybody is involved, but you've now got all these levels of restrictions and protocols that you got to do on a daily basis. Like, what was that like for you working on the show?
Yeah, it was wild. It was really, well, first of all, during that year, even now, like there's a sense of risk, like just safety wise, you're concerned. And, but that's one thing, like the caliber of the Expanse on the screen also goes into all of the behind the scenes, all of the caliber of everything people do is super high. So I felt really safe. I was like, okay, if I'm going to work on set right now, at least it's going to be with the Expanse team, who I know will be doing it in the best possible way. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons we only did 6 episodes. We just went to a screening and one of the producers said that they did 17,000 COVID tests for the 6 episodes that we shot.
Wow.
So you can imagine the money, I mean, and then on top of that's just the test. Then you're talking all of the other protocols. I mean, it's wild. It's crazy. I'm a big snacker, so it was hard to not snack on set. You can't just go to the craft table anymore. It's a sad state of affairs. But, beyond that, it was great. And everyone worked super hard to make sure we were all safe. And yeah.
That's
snack
table. Like the pandemic affects all of us.
No. Well, actually, there was a craft truck that we were allowed to go to outside. And actually, when Shower and I sort of started to form our friendship, that was like our thing, going to the craft truck together. But it was still like a long, it's like a 15-minute endeavor, so you can't go all the time. But yeah, that was like our small joy. We would like have a croissant and coffee and
like snack buddies. That's great.
Yeah.
See, so for those other times, this is where I think you need to have like a snack satchel, right? You just bring that with you and just leave it there with some snacks, just for the future, because obviously this isn't going away.
But you're not even allowed to really eat around people. So you have to go outside. Yeah. And
I got a way around that. Instead of so you take your mask off and then you put on like a snack feed bag that goes over your mouth like a mask.
In your mask.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
That'll work. Definitely. Oh my gosh. But Monica this year finally gets to wear a blazer.
Right.
How'd you feel? Did you feel like Monica had finally arrived?
Yes, I did. It was a big moment because, Monica's been in yoga gear for 8 years or whatever it is. She just always wears yoga gear, which I still kept the yoga pants from the former seasons, but they just put a blazer over it because, the reality is that if you're ever in a 0G scene, which they never really know like when it's going to happen. So they just make sure everyone's like always dressed, why Marco has a man bun this season. Like you can't have things floating around. And so you keep your yoga gear on, but when you make it, you put a blazer over that. And so it felt great. I definitely felt more professional. She's making moves now.
It's amazing how such a small thing as a blazer could, change your entire outlook on the show.
Oh, totally. I had a new blazer and a new hairstyle, and like she's just harder now. Like she's just, she's the real deal, I think.
She's seen some shit. She's been embedded in these stories for a while. So yeah. She's definitely professional.
Shipping container like almost murdered. Yeah. So she's just a little harder.
Yeah,
totally understandable.
If almost being assassinated doesn't make you harder, I don't know what will. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Mr. Green, the same thing happened to you when you almost got assassinated. Ever since then, you've been pretty hard.
Oh, damn.
I've been talking to doctors about it, so we're working towards a solution there.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my God. So anyways, I do want to say
on another note.
Yeah, on another note, no, I actually want to talk about a different reporter that you played that we got to see this year. And that is Holly Marciano, who to me, when I saw her in VHS 94, she had like a Lois Lane vibe if Lois Lane was stuck in local news just trying to get out. What was it like getting to play the story of the Rat Man?
Oh my God, it was so fun. Yeah, it was great. That was actually my first pandemic job. That was December of 2020. Yeah. So like what year?
What year did this whole thing start? It feels like it's been 6 years. Yeah.
That was the era of COVID tests still being like up into your brain. Like, did you guys ever have to do those?
Maybe I've done not. 3.
Okay, yeah, because now they're so simple, like they're nothing. But it was like and so we would do that. I remember like the director, I think like a bunch of us got nosebleeds. Anyways, so yeah, that was like I auditioned from my home, one of those like Zoom callbacks, and it was with Chloe, the director. And I just had such a good time. And once I met her and we talked about the role and stuff, we just agreed to make her like, some stuff was cut out just for time that I wish was in, like how she's in AA and she's just down, like, and why she's actually put on this, why she's doing this story is she's been demoted because she got wasted on the job and threw up on a bunch of kids she was interviewing. So, which is an amazing callback to the end of the film.
Yeah.
Because it's him who demotes her. So it's sort of this like ultimate revenge. But anyways, that being said, we just agreed to make her just so rough and she's just like, fuck, I hate this job. And it was so fun to do that kind of role, to, get makeup added under your eyes to make you tired, just going in the complete opposite direction of what TV I usually do is, you're supposed to look great, and Holly's not looking great.
Yeah, and of course, on top of that, the whole, being, as you mentioned, demoted, so having to cover this urban legend and having to go into the sewers. This continues your track record of acting in confined spaces.
Yes. Yeah, so we shot in there's storm drains in Toronto. Sort of the entrance of them, that was all real. And those drains are used actually in It. They shoot It here as well.
Yeah, of course.
And then they built, because it was the height of the pandemic, what they ended up doing was they rented out a hotel in Burlington, Ontario. One that had sort of what's it called, like those like old school Howard Johnsons, or like the inside, you have a balcony that looks into the hotel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like a courtyard, an inner courtyard.
Yeah. So what they did is they rented out the whole hotel, so everyone remained there to quarantine and bubble, and they built the set of the sewers in that center of the hotel.
Oh.
Wow.
So, yeah, I have some photos I've been meaning to share. It's amazing, beautiful sets, and so we did the rest of them in there.
Oh man, I have to say though, like one of my favorite reactions that you had in that was not to, any of the followers of Ratmud or anything, but was actually to Christian Potenza off camera going, "Hey, so after this, you want to go out later?" You're like, "Fuck you." All right, then, yes, sounds good. Like, to me, that was like, that was hilarious. That was great.
Oh my God, that was funny. Yeah, we did a bunch of takes of that. We kind of improv that. She was like, "Just go for it." And then we just went for it. And that was a hilarious moment.
Yeah, no. So did you and Krista get to improvise off each other throughout the film?
Yeah, we did a lot of improv. Yeah, Chloe was like just totally down with that. So I think it's just the nature of that sort of genre of like the more authentic you can get. So yeah, a lot of it's improvised. Like a lot of the stuff, not like the interview. I love the interviews with, like, I love the people that they interview, like that man who's like said he looks like a fucking clown, like it's just so funny. And like the man with like the sniper, or like the big gun,
the AK-47. Yeah, he uses it to point out the different things. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I loved him. Yeah.
It must be fun to be able to do that, because I'm assuming that on The Expanse it's a little bit more directed, like
there's no improvisation, no,
like at all.
No, because I think like with them, the writing is so it's the star of the show in a lot of ways. So it's like there's certain types of projects where you're honoring the writing, and then with VHS it was like the writing of the story itself was so fantastic, and then it was like the dialogue was, I think, where the improv came in for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, back in October when it debuted on Shudder, you put out a tweet that you were like, if you shout Ratma 5 times into a deep, dark tunnel, I will appear and vomit on you. Try it, send video. If that were to actually work, would you actually make sure there was COVID protocols involved there?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd make sure it's super safe. You'd have to wear like one of those shields, but yeah, that way we can just do it. It's totally fine.
All right. On my lunch break tomorrow, I'm going to head down to the storm drain because I know where it is. I'll go there and I'll just start yelling, see what happens. Definitely.
See what happens. You never know.
That's the one thing about COVID that's great, is like, because we're all wearing face masks or face shields, that there's a lot of, like protection from things that, used to happen that you weren't prepared for.
Exactly. Like projectile vomiting from random
which honestly, the number of times that's happened to me in my life. Right?
So annoying.
Right.
It's just a day-to-day hassle we all have to live with. Projectile vomiting. Definitely. Oh my God. But of course, during this time, since the last time we spoke, I know that the first time we ever had you on was to talk about your first short film, The Give and Take. You've since then, you're in post-production now on your second short film, Underpaint. And I know that you actually use some things from your personal life as an inspiration for the story. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so I shot that in the summer. Underpaint is a film about my father. He passed away about 10 years ago, and he was a painter. So it's narrative and fictional. It's not a documentary, but it is in a lot of ways about him and my relationship with him and painting. So yeah, we'll be completely finished early January, and then, starting the festival circuit and hopefully sharing it with as many people as possible.
That's awesome. Is this a passage of time type story?
No, basically it's a woman. I play myself in it, and I'm walking through a museum, and I see a father and a daughter. She's about 8, at the museum, and so it kind of prompts memories of. They kind of remind me of us, so that it sort of prompts memories of our time together at that age. So yeah, it's a little experimental. It's not totally linear. Kind of a lot of memories and painting, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That must have brought up your, a lot of, emotions and memories of your own as you're doing it.
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of people who are creative and who, lose people, it's a very cathartic experience to create something in their honor and explore that. So it was very cathartic. It was difficult at times, but I was so happy to do it. And the team that I got to work with was incredible. Everyone did such a beautiful job. So I'm really excited to share their work as well.
That's fantastic. Awesome. That's really cool. Now we're getting close to the end of this interview, and I know that there'd be a lot of people out there that would be upset with me if I didn't ask. How's Jasper doing?
Oh my God. I will show you.
Oh, wow.
Just
tuckered out.
He's passed out. He did a big walk in the snow this morning. So he's which he loves. So now he's having his afternoon, 6-hour nap. And he's chilling.
I wish I could, that's the best life.
Oh, it's so fun.
Oh, if I could only nap for 6 hours. Oh,
Oh man. Yeah, now was like I know that you mentioned walk today. Were you guys out walking him yesterday in the actual storm?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was born on Boxing Day.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and he came to us when it was like one of the snowiest winters in Toronto. And so I think it's just like he just remembers, he just loves snow. So we definitely went for a long walk outside and he frolicked. He does this thing where he flips onto his back and like scratches his back in the snow. It's really cute. He makes snow angels. So we had a great time.
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome. That's
That's
really good. That's
it's one of the fun things about having pets, right? You know, like when you have them in your life, and you know, and it's good to hear that he enjoys the snow because it would have been rough if he's going out there and he doesn't like it. Like,
I know. A lot of dogs don't, and they have to wear boots and stuff, but he's fine.
there you go. Jasper was built for this shit. Good for him. Oh man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the program once again. It's always great to talk with you.
yeah,
And we look forward to more of the episodes of The Expanse. Although by the time, because this can be airing on our New Year's show, I think most of the season will be done. So there you go.
Yeah.
But of course, really looking forward to Underpaint.
Yeah.
So when you do have it out on the festival circuit, we'd love to have you back for that.
Oh, thank you. That would be
Definitely.
great.
Well, have yourself a great night and a happy new year.
You too.